Let us learn now the type 3 conditionals and its sentence construction and its uses. Type 3 conditional. The third conditional is used to imagine a different past. We imagine a change in a past situation and a different result of that change. Let us learn the form and some functions of it. In a type 3 conditional sentence, the tense in the if clause is in the past perfect form, and the tense in the main clause is the perfect conditional or the perfect continuous conditional. Here is the table of it. Function. The type 3 conditional refers to an impossible condition in the past and its probable result in the past. These sentences are truly hypothetical and unreal because it is now too late for the condition or its result to exist. There is always some implication of regret with type 3 conditional sentences. The reality is the opposite of or contrary to what the sentence expresses. In type 3 conditional sentences, the time is the past and the situation is hypothetical. Let us see some examples. Example 1. If I had worked harder, I would have passed the exam. Example 2. If I had known you were coming, I would have baked a cake. Example 3. I would have been happy if you had called me on my birthday. In type 3 conditional sentences, you can also use modals in the main clause instead of would to express the degree of certainty, permission, and recommendation about the outcome. Let us learn some examples. Example 1. If I had worked harder, I might have passed the exam. Example 2. You could have been on time if you had caught the bus. Example 3. If he had called you, you could have gone. Example 4. If you bought my school supplies for me, I might be able to go to the park. Both would and had can be contracted to apostrophe D, which can be confusing if you are not confident with type 3 conditional sentences. Just remember two rules. The first one, would never appears in the if clause, so if apostrophe D appears in the if clause, it must be abbreviating had. Rule number 2, had never appears before have. So if apostrophe D appears on the pronoun just before have, it must be abbreviating would. Let us learn some examples. Example 1. If I had known you were in hospital, I would have visited you. Example 2. I would have brought a present if I had known it was your birthday. Example 3. If you had given me your email, I would have written to you. Had you. Had with inversion. In formal situations, we can use had plus subject plus verb instead of in the third conditional sentences. Example 1. Had I known you were waiting outside, I would have invited you to come in. Example 2. Had Monica realized if she would be traveling alone, she would never have agreed to go. Supposing in third conditional. Supposing may be used with a conditional meaning. It can be used in first, second, or third conditional sentences. The speaker invites the listener to imagine a situation. Let us learn some examples. Example 1. He hadn't recognized us, he might never have spoken to us. When we refer to something that did not happen, we used past perfect tense. Some examples. Example 2. Supposing they had closed the road, would that have been a good idea? Suppose I had accidentally told Maria about the party. That would have ruined the surprise.